right, saying that we up. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, so first and foremost, we're gonna start by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh
Bahashem,
Shai,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
Bahashem,
Makah,
Rakah,
Kadash.
Rakash.
Double honors to the true leaders of the nation of Israel. Peace and salutations to all the sins of Akim, enduring afflictions, making their calling and election sure. Shalom.
Shalom.
It's your brother Kabar.
This is brother Yitazakah.
And back with another one, you know. This one going into certain food for certain spirits.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring it out
We
for you out.
get this in the
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it out for you out. Um, I'm gonna start at 5. This Philippians chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand." It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the peace of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Hamashiach Yahweh Shai."
mm-hmm. Con. I don't know what version it is, but I know in one version, Philippians 4 and 6, where it says, "Be careful for nothing." Another version says, "Worry about nothing." And everything by prayer, supplication, give with thanksgiving, let your request be made known. You know, so in all things, man. That's one thing we want to just really have that trust. All right, and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, you got it.
Con. And just to add one more quick point too, in verse 5, it said, "Let your moderation be known unto all men." So that is needful for all spirits. All spirits needs your moderation to be known unto them. You know what I'm saying? Um, but verse 8, it says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things."
You got it.
Yeah, so when you read up in this chapter, it was talking about the elect. You know what I'm saying? It was speaking about the beloved brethren like Eodius and Synthis, if I'm saying that right, Salaki and Clement. You know what I'm saying? Those fellow laborers of Apostle Paul, within the gospel, within the ministry. He was letting them know what things would be needful for them within their walk with Apostle Paul not being present with them, you know, and he was telling them whatsoever things are true and honest, just, pure, lovely, and of good report and virtue and of any praise, these are the things that the beloved should be thinking upon. Why? Because that's needful for beloved for beloved spirits. Beloved spirits are what's needful for them to constantly be thinking upon is things that are honest, things that are just, things that are pure and lovely, and of good report and of any virtue, and if any praise. Why? Because that's going to keep them focused and keep them in the proper spirit that they need to be in, because I can attest to that myself. Like if I listen to too much music, or if I'm hanging around too many women, you know what I'm saying, or if I'm hanging with family members from the world, that spirit start to and they, the conversation that we talking about, or whatever's going on between us, it can kind of influence you. You know what I'm saying? Like it can kind of it can get into your thoughts, and you'll end up not thinking upon things that are just, honest, and pure, things that pertain to virtue, and things that pertain to good report. So that's why we have to constantly think upon these things, so our minds won't be stirred away from the certain type of spirit we need to be in.
Yep. 1 Corinthians 15:33.
Con,
Evil
con,
communications corrupt good manners.
mm, con.
I was
Yeah,
on that.
yeah. You want me to get that one for you?
I mean, if you want, I think we hit the point, but
Okay, cool. That's cool.
we get that in Sirach.
Con, I got it. What is Sirach 3 and 23? I mean Sirach 39 and 33.
Kind of not.
It's Sirach chapter 39 and verse 33. It says, all the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
Mm-hmm. All right. Like they say, God is good all the time. You know, it says He will give every needful thing in due season. Every needful thing. You know, so we have to just like we just did a video. You know, on being a realist, understanding. You know, the right time for particular things. This right here, every needful thing is going to be given, man. You know, in its due season. You got it.
Ah, yeah. So yeah, everything that's needful for us, it'll be given in due season. Ultimately, uh, everything is not needful. You know what I'm saying? That's like just like when we um just like what we read in Philippians the fourth chapter about the things that we're supposed to be so focused on, things that are pure, just, things that are virtuous, things that pertain unto praise, things that are of good report. That's what's needful for us to be thinking upon. Everything is not needful for us to be thinking upon. Why? Because it's not the season for it. It's not needful for us to be constantly thinking about box. Why? Because we ain't uh uh we're supposed to be thinking soberly. You know what I'm saying? We got our adversary roaring as a roaring lion. You know what I'm saying? You focused on women and stuff, man. You got the spiritual demon Satan trying to hop in your mind and with strange women. You know what I'm saying? Strange doctrines. You know what I'm saying? You need to be focused on that. You focused on having fun and doing certain things, but we coming into a time of great death and destruction. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to be focused on the things that's needful for you as a spirit. Our spirits, what's needful for us is godliness with contentment. That's needful for us. We need things that's convenient for us. We don't need too much or too little. You know, we need just enough. We need what's needful. Like we don't need our wants. That's why scriptures say be content with such things as ye have. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You got a precept up?
Now what you got?
I got one for you. This Proverbs 30 and Proverbs 30 and 7. I'm gonna read 7 through 9. This Proverbs chapter 30, verse 7. It says, two things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of Yahweh of my power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, in vain.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's hey man, that's my state we want to be in, man. We don't want to have too much. We damn sure don't want to have too little. I don't think anyone wants to be in poverty. Being hungry. We don't want that. But just like that, we don't want to have too much of anything either. You want something that's convenient. In the Hebrew, kak, it goes into statute, ordinance, something prescribed, due, prescribed portion, prescribed limit, boundary, decree, conditions. That's basically it, man. Portion.
Mm,
Something convenient, man. You got it.
that's the spirit. I was going to actually look that word convenient up, because one of the synonyms for that word convenient is necessary. Which
Mm,
necessary is like a need. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? That's
mm-hmm,
need.
mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Get
So,
that in Sirach 3.
yeah, just to add one more quick point too. So,
Mm,
this is needful for men of the Lord spirits. They need things that are necessary for them. That's needful for the spirits of the hopeful elect. Why? Because if they get too much or they have too little, that can overthrow them. So they need to be kept right in a particular space so that they can continue to move forward within the ministering unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and the saints. You know.
Kind of. Yep. Gift destroyeth the heart.
Mm. Ah.
Get that in Sirach 3.
Uh. Whoo. Yeah. Could you start at 21? Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna read it. I
Kind of.
got you.
Sirach 3 and 21. Seek not out.
I got it. Salah. This Sirach chapter 3, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength."
Mm-hmm. That's right. You know, there's no point in doing things like that, man. Seeking out some, all right, that's really above your strength, man. Of course, we want to test ourselves, pass ourselves through trials and tribulations, examine ourselves, all right. But like we brought out, this particular, what was the word we just looked up? Um,
Convenient.
convenient, that goes into bounds. There's certain bounds that we have, you know. We want to be out here doing something that's just really going to mess us up.
Mm,
You got it.
He's appointed his bounds, which he cannot pass.
Mm.
Um, Verse 22. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret.
Right. You know. What is commanded thee? That's the things that we want to think upon, man. We was given these commandments. What are we commanded to do? What's the conclusion of the whole matter?
Mm,
That's what we want to be out here thinking about. Not things that, I mean, Paul said, we know in part, we prophesy in part.
mm,
Certain things we're just not gonna know. We're not gonna be able to see until we get it on the other side. It's just no need for it. If there's no need for it, then ultimately, we like why worry about something that's not needful? That's not expedient.
mm. God. And that made me think of that scripture too. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. I think it's First Corinthians 9, but I'm probably wrong. But it say what fruit therein did they have, in what profit did you have in those things that you did, or something like that. It's a lot, man. I think it's in um what it's speaking about. It was speaking about being a slave unto righteousness. Is there
We
uh
talking about the Romans?
it may be where it say what profit therein did you have in those things, what profit had
I
you
don't
in those
know.
things. Yeah.
No,
It's a lot.
Romans 6 and 7 goes into that.
What's that? How'd it go? It might be Romans 6, matter of fact. How'd it go?
Um, let's see. I mean, 6 and 19.
That might be it. Let me see.
It
Uh,
started higher. If that was it,
uh,
okay. I think I see one. You think about it, verse 21.
yeah, that's it. Yep, call Yabba Shema Shai.
Oh, yeah, from shy. You may start where point
You can just yeah,
20.
just you can just read 21 because I just want to make a point. It's a lot.
Kind of Romans 6 and 21. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? The end of those things is death.
Right, yeah. So like it's no point on thinking back on dead works, or thinking back. It's no point on thinking on certain things because it's not needful for you. Because you could think back about certain times when you was having fun being a demon, or you could think back on certain times when you was doing certain things that didn't pertain unto servitude unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And you could be like, okay, that was cool, but what is even thinking back on that doing for you, because you didn't gain nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what profit did you gain from that besides now your life being on the line, besides you being faced with infirmities and ailments? So that's why it's not needful for you to see the things which are in secret. You know what I'm saying? Because uh certain things are just not. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like it has no, it has no fruit from it. Like if you're not bringing, if something's not being bringing forth fruit, then it's not needful. It has to be cut down and hewed down. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh, can we go back to that Sirach 3 too, Baba
Jump to
Kashah?
that one in Jude.
Can we go back to that Sirach 3 real quick, Baba Kashah?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Khan, not. Yeah, we didn't get 23.
Time.
Which verse you want me to start at?
Uh, I'm gonna read 22 again, then we can get 23. This
Okay.
Sirach chapter 3 verse 22, it says, "But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret." It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand."
You got it.
So it says, be not curious in unnecessary matters. Uh, uh, things that are not needful. Matters that are not needful. Be not curious in those things. For more things are showed unto thee than men understand. So just understanding basic concepts. Like it speak about in Hebrews the 6th chapter, when it speaks about um the doctrines. So like you, matter of fact, you'll get there real quick for me out. Hebrews 6:1. Baba Kashah.
Mm-hmm. Hebrews 6 and 1. Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Mashiach, let us go on to perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works and of faith toward the Most High,
You read two as well, Baba Kashat.
of the doctrine of baptisms and of laying of hands and of resurrection of the dead and of eternal judgment.
Right, kind. These are things that are understanding these basic concepts. Doctrine of baptisms. Understanding that we can be resubmerged unto Yahweh Shah. In our minds. We can be circumcised without actually being physically circumcised. Like understanding that fact. What I'm saying, understanding the fact of being laid, having hands laid on us. By receiving this word, receiving this gospel, through the land on the hands of the elders, the presbytery, being able to understand that, how Yahweh Shemal Shah speaks through his men, and teaches through the voice of man, through his holy prophets, understanding that, understanding the resurrection of the dead, understanding being brought back from the dead, being brought back to proper understanding, what I'm saying, and of eternal judgment, understanding that, there's some whom are slated for salvation, what I'm saying, and they're not going to taste the death, and there's some who's going to partake within the second death, which is going to be ICBM nuclear destruction, what I'm saying, and in these other judgments that Yahweh Shema Shai has slated, for those who don't want to be obedient unto his word. Being able to understand that is good. That's what's needful for us, because those are the things that's needful for us to receive salvation. Every, other things outside of that is really unnecessary. Because they don't really accompany salvation, like it speaks about in this chapter. When you go down, verse 9, it say, "We are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak." So that's what we are supposed to be persuaded of, things that accompany salvation, like it tell you in second Ezra the ninth chapter, be not curious on how the ungodly should be punished, but rather inquire on how the righteous should be saved. Because that don't, it's not needful for us to be worried about how people gonna be punished, or what's gonna be the judgment that's gonna be brought upon people, certain people. We're what's needful for us is to bring forth life unto those who are lost. To envision the righteous being delivered out of this hellhole. That's what's needful for us as spirits, like being engulfed too much on the judgment of the wicked, could steer away our focus from what it's supposed to really be focused on, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which is getting the fuck up out of this pit, and the righteous being delivered out of this pit, you know.
Yep. Getting that in Jude.
Con.
This is in Jude, verse 22. It says, "And some have Slakia." It says, "And of some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh."
Con. You got it, bro.
God, you know. So you see, this is an example. Some actually need, that component of fear. You know, it says others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. You know, so we just see like there's certain things that, all right, compassion, that's something that we all need. You know, but like this account was saying, man, others save with fear. Certain jakes, that's what they need. Which we all need. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. But it's some more than others. Some actually need. You know what I'm saying? Like we did that video on what's it called? Scared Straight. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some Jake they need that tough love. A little more than others. It's still love, but some need it in a certain approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some, because that's how the scriptures tell you that the Jews require a sign. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So some of our people actually need a sign. You know what I'm saying? Like words ain't enough. Like some spirits they can just hear like, okay, this is what it is. Like if you're not doing this, you're gonna die. But some people can hear that and they like, okay, you saying that, but I ain't seen that happen yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Others, you gotta be like, no, nigga, you see what the fuck just happened right there? You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get your act together,
Hmm.
this is what the Lord's doing. The Lord creates good and evil, man. The Lord ain't, because that's what it speak about in what I believe in Malachi uh the third chapter. It say or Malachi the second chapter speak about how um the Lord will not do they say the Lord will not do evil or good. You know, is it Malachi 3? Is it Malachi 3? It's about 2. Oh yeah. Malachi 2:17. I'm just reading. This Malachi chapter 2, verse 17. It says, "Ye have wearied the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh with your words. Yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When ye say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh and he delighteth in them, or where is the God of judgment?" And that's how our people think. You know, a good portion of our people think like, man, the Lord, he ain't gonna do evil, man. The Lord, he ain't out here just smashing people if they don't get down with what he say, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's true because he multiplies compassion unto all flesh, but within that, Yahweh Shemashah still gonna put you to death if you're not operating within the confines of what he tells you to be operating in. Like he still put you down. Like even though the heavenly Father, he has no pleasure in the death of the wicked. Like if you being wicked, he will not at all acquit the wicked. You know what I'm saying? So certain that's needful for a lot of our people. They need to know, like, look, the heavenly Father, he ain't just letting no wicked people just skate out here and tell you marvel if one sinner
Hmm.
escape unpunished.
Right. That's right. You got some? Maybe jump in that First Timothy.
Yeah, I got one for you. It's um Salakia. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction. Oh yeah. Proverbs 21:15. I mean 22:15. This This Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15, it says, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Mm-hmm. The route of correction, man. That's something that's needed. For this child, man. This foolish child. Well, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. You know, so that's something that is needed, man. That rod of correction. You know, that's something that's gonna help drive that foolishness. From this heart of the child. You got it.
I got another quick one too. Proverbs 23 and 13. This Proverbs chapter 23, verse 13. It says, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shall deliver his soul from hell.
Right. So we've seen the purpose. For this rod of correction. And why you're not supposed to withhold that rod. From the child. You know, like I did. It was a video I just uploaded. It was called "Free as Can Be." I don't know if you've seen it, but it
Mm-hmm.
was you know, well, I would presume to be an Edomite. But he was just morbidly obese. And his father, he wasn't really correcting him. He was kind of just, he was literally feeding him. You know what I'm saying? He was literally, buying him the food in order for him to continue to be unhealthy. That's not something that an actual father who loves his child would do. You know, it says not to withhold correction from the child. You know, because that's the whole point. To make him better, to make him upright. You know, and it says here, it shall deliver his soul from hell. So beating him with the rod, that's gonna help. You know, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Uh, mm. Okay, what we got next? That was it on Sirach 3.
Mm-hmm. First Timothy 4.
First Timothy 4 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
It's It's First Timothy. Salak, It's First Timothy chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. It says, continue in them, for in doing this shalt thou shalt Salakia. Let me start right from the top. It's I kind of want to read it up a little bit. Um
I can read it for you if you want.
you start from 13, Bible Kashah.
First Timothy 4 and 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine.
Yeah, that's what's needful for us to give attendance to. You know what I'm saying? Until our Lord makes his second coming, make sure we're attending to reading, blessed to see who readeth, you know, exhortation, you know what I'm saying? Why is exhortation need encouragement, because we have to minister unto the saints, to continue within the faith, and doctrine, because the doctrine, the instruction, you know, he that keepeth instruction, gonna keep his life. Blessed is the man that watcheth daily at my post, like it speak about in Proverbs the 8th chapter. So that's why it's needful for us to constantly give attendance to these things.
Right. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, says which was given by thee by prophecy with the laying on the hands of the presbytery.
Yeah, that's needful for you to not neglect the gift that's within you, because if Yahweh Shah comes back and you haven't flipped that talent that you have, or you haven't flipped the talents that you have received by Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, then ultimately, you're gonna end up being destroyed, just point blank period.
Okay. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all.
Right, yeah, and that's needful for other spirits. Other spirits need you to give attendance to these certain things and not neglect the gifts that are within you. Why? So that they could have what's necessary for them, so that they could grow. It says meditate upon these things and give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. so another spirit can see that you're you have been profiting from the things that you have been given attendance to, and then they can see that and they can give attendance to them.
Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Yeah, it says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, you know, continue in them, for in doing this shall thou both shall like it, doing this thou shalt save both thy soul, shall both save thyself and them that hear thee. So in doing this, you're gonna save yourself and them that hear thee. So it's needful for us to take heed unto these things and continue with them. Why? Because this is what's needful for us to be saved, and also this is what is needful for those who hear us to be saved. So that's why we you know these things are needful for us. That's why we're supposed to be focused on the things that are needful. Because this is how we save ourselves and those who hear us. You know.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, it's like we brought out in Ecclesiastes, was it the third chapter? Be not curious in unnecessary matters. This right here, this is a necessary matter. This is something that we want to definitely make sure that we're doing. It says here to continue in them. The doctrine, taking heed to ourselves. Examine ourselves. You know, because no one's going to get saved without faith and works. So we want to make sure that we're doing those things required. To be delivered out of here. you know, Along with saving those that hear us. That's
No, I got none up.
in First Corinthians, the ninth chapter,
Con, what's the
19 through 23.
uh, I got you. It's First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 19. It says, "For though I be Salakia." Oh, let me read 16. I'm gonna jump down. This First Corinthians 9 and 16. It says, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yet woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel."
Right. So Paul, this particular spirit, preaching the gospel, all right, is a necessity. It's something that's actually needful. All right.
Mm,
He says, "Woe was me if I preach not the gospel." You
mm-hmm,
know. So if he ain't preaching the gospel, you know, then he's in trouble. You know, and that's goes the same. For particular men today. If we're preaching not the gospel, then hey, man, that's not a good thing, man.
mm, con. Jumping down to 19, it says, "For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more."
You got it.
Okay. Yes, it says, "For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more." So it's necessary that we make ourselves servants unto all men. Why? So we can gain some of these men. You know, it says, verse 20, "And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. To them that are without law, as without law, being not without law to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but under the law to Hamashiach Yahushai, that I might gain them that are without the law, or without law." It says, "To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you."
Mm-hmm. God, for the gospel's sake, man. Paul, he's all things to all men. To those as weak, he's gonna be as weak. So that way, he could gain the weak. This whole thing is about all right, gaining the souls, saving souls, saving lives, not suffering sin upon them, So in order to do that, you know, that's just, understanding, not all things are going to be, not everyone's going to receive the same exact thing, a Jew and a Gentile. A Jew, all right, is going to be in a certain mind state, those that's under the law, so you have to deal with them accordingly, those without the law, we want to just that we want to just make sure, you know, that we're doing things for edification, you know, do things so we can save ourselves and those that hear us, you know. You got some?
No, I ain't got nothing up.
We jump to the eighth chapter.
God. Put it verse 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Or
really
just
verse
one.
one. Yeah.
God. It's First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. Now it's touching things offered unto idols. We know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth.
hmm We all have knowledge, man. So, this right here is saying we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, you know. And we brought out earlier, not every knowledge is not everything are is meant for us to even to know. So people could just know a lot of things, but I mean it's really not doing anything but puffing you up. It ain't really truly building you up. It says here charity edifies. So that's the element that's going to be truly building. That's something that everyone needs. Everybody needs this. And really every Israelite is going to have this. In the kingdom. Talking about charity. Get that in Romans 15.
God.
I'll read it for you.
God.
Romans 15 and 1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves.
Mhm. Yeah. That's we that are strong, we that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves, why? Because that's needful for them, you know what I'm saying. Some spirits are weak, some spirits don't got what it takes to just completely jump on board with everything, or completely move how you moving. Like this, you might not be easily offended, or you might not be easily you're not easy, you're not super sensitive, you know what I'm saying, or you know uh it's the same things that affect you, that don't affect you, it might affect others, man, you know what I'm saying. So others is not as strong as you, or have as much strength as you, but it's needful for you to bear the infirmities of those who are weak, the different ailments in their mind, the different infirmities that they're dealing with within the flesh, you know what I'm saying. Like you may be stronger within those aspects. Why? So you can bear their infirmities, why? Because it's needful for us not to please ourselves, but please Yahweh Shema Shai, and within not pleasing ourselves and pleasing our neighbor, you know through compassion, that's needful for them to ultimately be built up,
hmm Right.
oh, you read 2 and 3 as well, Baba Kasha.
Verse 2. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, pleasing our neighbors, you know, so that they can be built up, that's needful for them,
hmm For even Hamashiach pleased not himself, but, as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproached thee fell on me.
Right, yeah. So Mashiach, Yahweh Shah, the author and finisher of our faith, he didn't please himself. He had to bear the infirmities of the weak. He had to please others before himself. And that's what we're supposed to be followers of. And Hamashiach Yahushua, taking the reproaches of men and letting them fall upon himself, that was needful for us, so that we could be brought into the faith and that we could follow Yahushua Mashiach and have a shot at being redeemed, you know.
Right. Hmm. One hand wash the other, man. It's a team
God,
effort. You know, really, those who are strong, need the weak. And vice versa. You know, someone who's strong isn't going to need someone who's strong. You know, they're going to need to actually use that strength for something. You know,
mm-hmm,
and someone who's weak. They're going to need someone, all right, who has that strength. They don't need no one else who's weak around them. That's not going to help.
mm-hmm. God,
God, get that in Philippians 1.
yep,
This is in the Philippians 1 in verse 21. Slakia, start 22. Um, it says, "But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose, I wot not. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Mashiach, which is far better. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you."
mm, you got it, bro.
God. So, it's not going to be comely, being in this flesh, living in this hell, you know. But ultimately, it's something that's needful, as verse 24 goes into. It's something that's needful for us to experience this, you know. So that way, you know, actually departing and being with Hamashiach, the Lord will we be those men, you know, it's going to be that much better, man. Like verse 23 says, So it's not all about, what we want in the flesh, you know. Pray about the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Father of spirits. He created the spirits and knows what's needful for each and knowing how it works in the grand scheme of things. You know, you got it.
God, yep, beautiful, beautiful.
That's all.
No, I don't got none up.
Proverbs 22. I read it for you. Proverbs 22:15 says, "Foolishness is
Also,
bound."
we already brought that up.
Oh, we did. That's the
Yeah,
spirit.
God, yeah,
Yep, that radical correction, man. That radical correction. That's something that's needed. You know, like I don't know. Like depends on the upbringing. But if someone grew up, a certain way, you bring them into a house where it's like they're not even getting a lot of correction. Oh, just sit in the corner. Oh, I'm gonna time out. you know, a child ain't gonna be that's not needful. That's not expedient. That's not gonna get anything done.
mm-hmm. What's necessary is that belt on that ass.
That's
That's what's needed.
necessary.
Yeah,
So necessary. It's just that one in First Peter 3. I'll get it for you.
God,
First Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together in the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
God. Yeah, and I just put this on here because this is just like an example of what's needful for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Just to put an example on there, like we're supposed to give honor unto our wives as the weaker vessel. Why? Because there's needful for them. They need to be acknowledged and and honored and respected as weak. Because there it's only a certain, because it tell you about how Yahweh Shemashah he made the young women to marry and guide the house and bear children. So it's only like
Mhm.
a certain portion or bounds that was given unto them, things that's needful for them. Like that's the only thing they supposed to be that's needful for them is like to please their husband, you know, take care of the children, take care of the household. You know, like it's
Hmm.
nothing outside of that is really needful for them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Hmm.
that's really it, and that's how. And you and being a man, that's what you have to recognize with your wife. You know, just to add one more quick point, like how you was alluding to in Romans 15, someone that's weak is gonna need someone that's strong, and someone who is strong, they don't need nobody who's strong. You know what I'm saying? The weaker vessel, they need a stronger vessel to even them out. That's why Yahweh Shemashah said he has set two works against another. Uh,
Hmm.
because one spirit needs this, and the other spirit that's adverse into that spirit is needful for them. Oh, Romans 11:28. You know,
Hmm. Hmm. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, like we said, one hand wash the other. It really, like vice versa. The husband, like this verse is going into. You need to give honor unto your wife. As unto the weaker vessel, so that way your prayers not be hindered. You know,
mm,
because I was just thinking of a lesson before about basically because a lot of Christians they confuse balance with being equal, equality, you
right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
like a husband and wife, like these nations, there's a balance within the whole spectrum of how the Most High has it set up, but I don't mean everybody's equal out here, you
Right.
know, it's balance, all right, but it doesn't mean that it's equal, man. A husband and wife, you know, it's balance, you know. But obviously, okay, 9 times out of 10, the husband is going to be stronger than the wife. Should be 100%, 10 times out of 10. But you got some feeble jakes,
Mm, uh,
but in its natural state, that's how it's supposed to be.
mm,
So like, that was it.
con. Yeah, that's yeah, con. Yeah, that's it. I feel like it's something else I'm thinking about, but just to quote the thought that's in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think you alluded to it earlier in this lesson too, about how Yahweh Shemashah made all these various spirits, and he know what's needful for each one of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boiled down to at the end of the day. Like, all spirits was made how Yahweh Shemashah wanted to make them. He's the father of spirits, and those spirits have certain things that's made for them. They have certain things that's needful for them.
Hmm.
Like, that's why I
Hmm.
speak about Second Ezra 9 as well. In Second Ezra 9 says the same, such in their life have received benefits and have not known me, the same must know it after death by pain. That's what's needful for them to know Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Like they can get all the abundance of this world but still not know Yahweh Bashem Shah. So the only thing that's that can help them know Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is that death by pain. Like certain things are needful for certain spirits, you know.
Right. I got one.
Uh,
This is Sirach 37 and 28.
mm.
It says,
So right,
"For all
39 and 28.
things." Hmm?
That's you said Salakia, but you made me you got it, Salak.
You think on 39?
Yeah, Khan, because that's a good one
Oh,
too.
that's yeah. This is Sirach 37 and 28. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything.
That's good, you got it.
Con, just like just listen, man. Certain things is not going to be profitable for certain men. You know, like certain men have or even women. Have drinking problems, you know, which that's something that's lawful, but it might not be expedient for someone to
Mm,
drink, knowing that
right.
their personality, their traits, it's not actually profitable for them. It
Mm,
ain't gonna do good to them. That's just one of many examples. This chapter is going into meat, food, you know, which that could be, could be literal, you know. food, that someone could have a problem, with certain foods. Like my boy Chuck, he's like he hasn't eaten peanut butter jelly sandwiches because he says like if he starts eating them, he's just going to be eating it like crazy. So he just
Mm,
hasn't eaten them in like years, you
okay.
know. But that's just like something that we want to examine, take heed to ourselves, you know, you know. So that way we're not doing things that's unprofitable to ourselves. You got it.
Mm, God. Then I got this quick one for you too. This Sirach 31:31. It says, "Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth. Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink."
Right. You know. So it could be literal, when it comes to that wine. If a brother, he's turning down the drink for a reason. So you can't be like, oh, come on, man, just drink, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Antagonizing him, making situation. This could be a serious thing, man.
God.
You know, you drink that one cup, and now all of a sudden, I mean, it's a real disease. Being an alcoholic. I don't know if anyone experienced or seen someone that had to go through that situation, going to rehab and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I see
that's a
somebody
real
die from it.
see. So yeah, that's a scary thing, man. That's why we want to be out here pressing upon particular things, man. It could be anything, man. You don't want to pressure, your brother or your neighbor, you know, with anything, unless it's something that's truly going to be edifying.
Mm,
Pressure someone to repent, you know. That's
right.
that, you
God.
know, that's a beautiful thing.
God. God. And you pushing your neighbor, your brother to like, do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Or be like how I'm being, bro. They might not be needful for them for them, man. That might bug them the fuck out. They might push them over the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh,
Con.
I got this last one. This Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them."
You got it.
Yeah, so there be spirits, certain things are needful for certain spirits, man. Certain spirits need to be harvested and nourished up in a certain type of way. Why? Because they're gonna be activated at a certain time for whatever their purpose is, man. You know, so a certain spirit might have, what's needful for him is to be engulfed in whatever he engulfed in, because Yahweh Shemashah got a certain lot for him. And in the time of when he ready for that lot to be activated, it's gonna be activated, and he's gonna fulfill what that spirit need to fulfill, but he needed to be nourished in whatever Yahweh Shemashah wanted him to be nourished in, so that he could fulfill whatever Yahweh Shemashah's purpose is for him, and end all be all of his purpose within spirit,
Hmm. Yep.
Uh,
Con. That was it.
yeah, that's it.
Con. Yeah. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. With that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Kadash.
Kadash.
Double honors to the true leaders of the nation of Israel. Peace and salutation to those in Sayakim, enduring afflictions, making a calling, intellectual sure of Shalom.
Shalom.
DTA.
Baba.